Right now it's 6, how La Crosse is planning to grow their network of police cameras. And a 20-year disappearance in La Crosse with police still searching for answers.
Watching WKDT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown. Ken is off this week. The push is on to install more public cameras in La Crosse. So what will they be used for and who will have access to them? News 8 Now's Grace Monk is live with the answers. Grace.
If you've been to downtown La Crosse, you may have seen these police cameras. Right now, the city has about 90 installed downtown, but they're hoping to add more along the Mississippi River. The La Crosse City Vision Foundation is looking to expand their network of cameras. The SafeCam project was started in 2013 after police had to rely on private cameras during an investigation.
If it wasn't for his camera, it wouldn't have made a difference in capturing.
The city currently has a network of 90 cameras. 72 of those were purchased by the foundation, the others belonging to local businesses. Gross says the cameras have helped the La Crosse Police Department solve a number of crimes.
Just a few years ago, we had several people that was shot in a pizza place. Our cameras actually captured the person's face and the car with the license plate.
But after a UWL student fell into the Mississippi River in 2022, the foundation decided to launch SafeCam Phase 2. Last week, 22-year-old Elliot Hines went missing along Front Street. Police spent 3 days looking for Hines, who was eventually located downstream near Brownsville, Minnesota.
At least they would be able to say exactly where the person went in to the Mississippi. I can't tell you that the cameras is going to solve that problem, but it is going to assist the police department in, rescuing and bringing them back.
The foundation now wants to add 5 to 6 cameras near the river. The only thing standing in their way is a $50,000 price tag.
They work very hard to do everything they can for our community. So having cameras for them to assist them capturing, I think is very important.
If you're interested in helping them get those cameras, donations can be made on the foundation's website. Reporting in La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
All right, thank you, Grace. A former Home Depot supervisor is accused of sexually assaulting a teenager employee. Felipe Vasquez Rhodes allegedly assaulted and exposed himself to the employee in the parking lot during her break. Vasquez Rhodes was placed on administrative leave and faces 3 felony charges. He's held on a $2,000 cash bond. The man accused in a shots fired incident at Pettibone Park is bound over for trial. Jared Duddles pled not guilty to 6 charges related to the incident, including recklessly endangering safety. Duddles allegedly aimed a gun at someone at the park and fired it towards the river. His next appearance is set for August 22nd. Well, today marks 20 years since the disappearance of 15-year-old Madeline Edmond. She disappeared July 29th, 2005, while at a laundromat in Caledonia Street. Last year, the La Crosse Police Department put together a team to go through all of the information collected. Investigators have pursued numerous leads, but so far have come up empty.
We want to bring Madeline home. We know that there's information out there that somebody somewhere knows where Madeline is. We're just asking that they provide that information, even a Crime Stopper tip. This is an active investigation.
Any information on Madeline's whereabouts should be directed to investigator Rose now at 608-789-7218. The cleanup is on after severe weather slammed the area. On French Island, a tree dangling from power lines near the Nest Bar and Grill. The tree also covering Goddard Street, which sits right next to a power line. In La Crosse, a viewer sending in this photo from the north side, a large tree down behind a house on the 1800 block of Liberty Street. The good news here, it looks like there was no damage to the home. Well, a nice drop in humidity this morning, but mugginess did increase a bit as the day went on, Greg.
Yeah, especially for southern areas, we're starting to see more moisture begin to push north because we're just not quite out of that air mass yet. We're going to see more rain coming back in for some areas going into Wednesday morning, but that then will be some changes. Now, further north you go, we had a bigger drop in the humidity this basically today. Overall clear, not as much humidity up there right now. We're still getting back down to about 75. few clouds here and there, but all pretty quiet evening. Quiet evening for La Crosse, but it is a little bit more muggy. Dew points are now up to almost 70, so that will be the case for this evening. A few more clouds as we go through 10 p.m., but will remain dry at least through midnight and probably for most of the night, but we do have rain back on the way. Overall temperatures not far from average really today. Mid 80s for most locations, low 80s, pretty close to where we should be. Tonight, the temperatures are going to get back down into the mid to upper 60s for further south. As you go further north, mid to upper 50s too. Now that system that's going to bring it's going to bring more rain coming back into the forecast. So later on, we'll kind of time out when all the showers are going to be coming in for Wednesday morning, how much rain we might see. And of course, everyone's more interested in the pleasant conditions that we have a nice long stretch of. So we'll break down how long that might last as we get later in the broadcast.
Oh, yes, we are. All right. Thank you, Greg. Wisconsin politics hitting La Crosse today. Governor Tony Evers here to talk ice cream, but the bigger talk was about his decision not to run. News 8 Now's Allison Ferget is in the newsroom with more.
Evers used his visit at Rudy's Drive-In today to talk about the future of Wisconsin politics and what's next for him. During the roundtable, local leaders and community members said they wanted to see more attention given to issues like housing and mental health. Evers is using this tour to see what he should prioritize during his last year and a half as governor. He said his decision to not run again is one of the hardest he's had to make.
It was a decision that my wife and I and kids, we had good conversation, and I just came to the conclusion that after 50 years I need to spend some time with them.
Evers said he doesn't want to make an endorsement until the primary is over. Right now, there are only 2 Democrats that have officially entered the race, Lieutenant Governor Sarah Rodriguez and Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley. But Evers expects many other Democrats to make bids for the seat as well. Reporting in the newsroom, Allison Ferget, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Allison. A pickup truck was pulled from the water in Eau Claire yesterday. Crews used sonar equipment to find the truck near Riverview Boat Landing after a fisherman reported it. Eau Claire Fire Department and a local towing company recovered the unoccupied vehicle. Police are still working to find out who owns the truck. The La Crescent Police Department's National Night Out medallion is still out there. It's hidden on public property within city limits and not underground. Today's clue is the medallion is 4 inches in diameter and round. One year it was in a blue baggie left on the ground. This year it will not be located in plain sight. 'Tis better to search while you have daylight. Coming up, food vendors are heading to the fairgrounds as preparations are underway for the Jackson County Fair. And a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, a program looking to give back to those who have given so much. The summer fair season is still going strong. News 8 Now's Seth Padilla is live at the Jackson County Fair with a preview. Seth, how's it going out there?
It's good, Emily. You know, it's pretty humid out here, but that's not stopping the vendors from coming out and setting up for what they hope is a very busy week at the fair. Many people here have been setting up since yesterday and have had by all means a long day, with not only games and rides, but food items getting ready to sell.
Well, yesterday a group of us were here pretty much all day, and it's anything from getting tables, and today we'll be setting up snow fence around the beer garden area. We went and got 150, 200 or 20-pound bags of ice already this morning. It's just setting literally everything that you see on the fairgrounds, we set up.
The fair will go until Sunday, with Wednesday being free, and veterans are free admission on Thursday. And now some food for thought. I hear the foot-long corn dog is to die for. Live in Black River Falls, Seth Padilla, News 8 Now.
Good info to know. Thank you, Seth. The popular Upper Hickson Pump Track just got a major upgrade. The Outdoor Recreation Alliance completed an expansion based on community feedback. New features include expanded start areas to reduce congestion, a progressive drop zone with 3 skill levels, and a dedicated intermediate jump line. There's also a new all-ability skills area to help riders practice balance and turns.
Pump Track allows you to experience little snippets of those features in a safe area that is easily repeatable. so those skills can develop faster than naturally. It also gives you the confidence to tackle the other trails in our trail system.
The expansion is now open to the public. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers installing new gates at Lock and Dam 7 near La Crescent. The current ones are from the 1930s and are damaged and distressed. Engineers say the new gates will last for 100 years.
We're bringing this facility up to current expectations, and giving it a future time horizon for more great work. But it's also a testament that it lasted so long to those people who designed and put this thing in place decades ago.
The old gate will be removed using a crane barge. The new 210,000-pound gate will then be placed into the water. The 33rd Freedom Honor Flight will be held September 13th. The organization flies La Crosse area veterans to D.C. and back. So far, over 3,200 veterans have taken the flight.
Our first flight cost an inclusive $130,000. Very doable for us in the early stages.
But for the upcoming flight, the cost is $185,000. There's also 650 vets on the waiting list. You can donate online at freedomhonorflight.org/donate. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Despite the cloudy and maybe damp conditions for Wednesday, we're going to have a nice stretch of dry and very pleasant-like conditions starting Thursday that could go all the way through the weekend. We'll time out the rain and then show you what the temperatures look like. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break. Now, we do have a little bit of smoke here from fires actually from out west, not the Canadian fires, fires that are pretty much in Utah, Arizona, even in Colorado that have come up. That's why the air quality is a little bit less. Right now, it's actually not too bad. It's a little bit of hazy sky, but it's a loft. It's not really at the surface. It's a little bit worse as you go further north, but this will increase a little bit over the next 24 hours, so conditions will kind of deteriorate. That's why it's out till noon Thursday. There afterwards, the winds change and really come from the north, although we might get a little bit more smoke come Friday. It's unlikely we're going to see too much in the way of that, but you will definitely see the hazy skies out there for a little bit here longer. Really, that front that had all the activity last night, it pushed it all the way south. So it's sitting right there, but it's still close enough, and stuff is actually kind of overriding it coming to the east. So we're still going to have some muggy conditions, at least south of the area. And we have another round of maybe some showers, light rain, not expecting severe weather because most of that will be further south and overnight dying out. But still, you can see the path is still coming right over the area. It's going to eventually be that high pressure to the north. We'll eventually take control, but not really until we get to Thursday as it slides south, and then we see the really refreshing air for the next period. Overall, not a lot's going to go on until after midnight, at least in our area. The thunderstorms that will develop, the complexes to the west, will spin out there in Iowa. It'll eventually get here. You can kind of see there's a little bit of leading edge here, kind of indicating potential maybe for a little gusty winds ahead of it, not expecting severe. It'll weaken as it gets closer, but that will bring activity in maybe as early as the morning commute for areas west of the river, potentially all the way down to Prairie du Chien. We'll see if the timing could be a little bit off. It weakens as it continues further northeast, and eventually it begins to break up towards as we get in the morning hour, becoming more just scattered light rain, maybe embedded thunderstorm. The good news, if you go further north, if you're not going to see much in the way of this activity north of Eau Claire. This will continue to spin overall. All the areas will see cloud cover tomorrow, but more or less you'll see better opportunities for light rain, periods of light rain, a shower. If you go further south, the chances are better that. This will continue through the afternoon time frame and even into the early evening hours too, but overall the coverage further north you go, or the chances will start to decrease as we go towards the evening. But even at 6, 7 p.m., we still got some activity out there, some very light rain. It's really after about 8 to 9 that we start seeing clouds begin to break up, precip ends, and then we start seeing much cooler air come in. Now, the severe threat is to the south. You did see that little bit of bowl section there, so if there's any sort of concern, it would be probably far western areas, southwestern areas that might get some stronger wind gusts coming later tonight if it holds together, but that should weaken fairly quickly too overnight. Rainfall totals, it really depends on the track. Generally, if you go further north, maybe 1/4 inch to 1/10 less as you go further north of Eau Claire, further south towards southwest Wisconsin. There could be pockets of maybe 1 inch if the thunderstorms hold together. So a little bit more rain than we had last night because we didn't have a lot of rain with the fast moving storms. There's your temperatures for tomorrow. Cloud cover keeps it more cooler south and north. They'll have actually at least less precipitation. Thursday low, definitely going to be kind of cool, maybe a little chilly up there, 50s, maybe even upper 40 up there further north. So definitely is going to feel more mid-September like. And then Thursday, absolutely fantastic weather, mid-70s, and Friday, not much change there. Saturday, pretty standard too. So it's going to be a nice stretch of weather as we go throughout the thing. Oh, there we go. Clicking through there. Finally got to the 8-day, and you can see overall not much change until we get to next week. And then we'll start seeing maybe more typical early August temperatures and humidity. It's going to be a dry stretch of weather too. So that's the other story too. So just bear with another 24 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And then things will be fantastic.
Yeah, I don't mind the heat, but that is a thing of beauty right there. Those
It is,
temps.
isn't it?
Very nice. All right, thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the Brewers aim for a series win over their I-94 rival. Plus, training camp is officially underway for the Badgers. We've got a full report from Platteville after the break.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, before you know it, college football game days will be back, and the Badgers are coming into this season with some unfamiliar expectations. Our own Kate Overton was at the first day of camp, and he has more.
It's a busy day here in Platteville as the Wisconsin Badgers are starting day one of training camp. Coach Luke Fickell in his third year on the job as he and the rest of the Wisconsin Badgers will look to get back to a winning season and back to a bowl game. It's always a tough mission leaving home base, but the anxiety and unknown is something that Coach Fickell lives for.
To be honest, I don't know whether this is year 24, 25, 26, 27. Of being a coach, not even to GA, and you still are up at 2:30, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, because there is a anxiety. There is that just what that comes along with starting.
Day one of camp, certainly not the most physical day. You can't necessarily win your job, but you can learn a lot about your team.
Got out of it what we wanted to get out of it. Now we got to continue to move forward. That's the thing. Day one, it's not like you're winning anything on day one, but you can't put yourself in a bad position and create some bad habits.
It's going to be as tough as it gets for the Badgers, a gauntlet of a Big Ten schedule, a bunch of people counting them out, but the team is staying focused and is ready for the challenge.
You want to be at the top of college football, you want to be at the top of the mountain, you got to go through the top competition. And we obviously have that on our schedule. There's a lot of good opportunities, so I think, we're excited for all of it, but I think obviously, we got our eyes set on August 28th or whatever it is when, game one rolls around, and then we'll take it one game from time there and keep it rolling.
Billy Edwards Jr. will be the man behind center to start the year, a transfer from Maryland. He'll have guys like Vinny Anthony to throw to, along with 3 running backs who will all share some touches. There's still plenty of things to figure out on both sides of the ball, but that's what training camp is all about. Wisconsin will be here in Platteville for the first 2 weeks of training camp before returning home to Madison to finish things off. They'll kick off the season on Thursday, August 28th, when they'll face Miami of Ohio, looking to get their first win of the year. Reporting from Platteville, Kate Overton, News 8 Now.
Thank you very much, Kate. Looking forward to seeing what the Badgers can do this year. Meanwhile, on the diamond in about 15 minutes, the Brewers are looking to lock up a pivotal series win against the Cubs. Yesterday, after falling behind 3-0, Milwaukee outscored Chicago 8-1 and went on to win by 4 runs. Former Brewer Colin Ray will look to even the series for the Cubs, and Quinn Priester gets the ball for the Crew. And if you're looking for a way to watch tonight's game, we'll have it live on our 8.2 airways. That'll do it for sports. We're back to wrap things up after this.
All right, definitely going to be less active tonight. Fairly quiet conditions, kind of muggy out there. Mid-60s further north to the mid-upper 60s further south. Now the rain chance comes in, but it's really late and south of I-90. Wet conditions probably for south of I-90 through Wednesday, less as you go further north. The good news is that once that ends, the rest of the forecast all the way pretty much to next Tuesday, below average temperatures. In fact, we might not reach the average temperatures we get towards maybe next Tuesday or Wednesday, along with low humidity and overnight temperatures that are great for sleeping weather too.
This is nice, and it's nice to have dinner on the patio or something outside tonight.
Very nice.
All right, thanks for joining us tonight at 6. We'll see you at 10.